We're back with the governor and the OTR pub quiz. No pressure. You only have one. Bill Weld had two. So I'm just scoring.
I'm trying to remember. I thought you gave me half a point for the sound.
All right, there you go. You got
one and a half. Okay.
Okay. The town of Easton named their high school for this native son and former governor. No multiple choice here. Who was that governor? His hint. There's a hint. His family owned a shovel factory, by the way.
I know the answer to this one, and I'm just blanking.
Well,
I do. We literally.
You're right.
We just hung his portrait.
Yeah.
Which had been out of the State House for a long time. We literally just hung it back in the State House. Hall of Ames.
There you go. In the 19th century, the Ames Shovel Works was the largest maker of shovels in the country.
We give him another half point for that.
You see, he knows all the details around it, which is magnificent.
Maybe we'll give
so it's up to two.
Maybe we'll give you 2 points.
Here's the final question. In 1970, Francis Sargent defeated a sitting Massachusetts governor to win his first full term as mayor. And Francis Sargent defeated sitting Massachusetts mayor to win his first full term as governor. So no multiple choice here. Who was the mayor that he defeated? And
Kevin White.
It was. Bingo. There you go. Boom. Push you over the top.
I think
Touchdown.
maybe we'll say that you beat Governor Weld.
Look at there you go.
I think we'll give you that. Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate your grading on the curve.
This victory will get you very far in life. You've always tried to stay clear of presidential politics, but this past week you had lunch with a fellow governor, a Republican, Maryland governor, Larry Hogan, who is mulling a run against President Trump, and your former boss, who we've been talking about, who actually brought you into politics, Bill Weld, already is running. So, who has a better shot, Weld or Hogan?
Well, first of all, Governor Hogan hasn't made any decisions with respect to his own plans. I think and I think it's way too early to prognosticate on that stuff.
But just based on their credentials, who do you think has got a running start, a better running start?
No, what I would say about both of them is they both proved something that's important in today's political environment, which is they could serve as Republican governors in states that are basically blue, and be popular and get stuff done and work across the aisle and find common ground and compromise and move their states forward. And I really do believe, as somebody who basically tries to work out of a similar playbook, that that's a playbook that most people in this country appreciate and would like to see more of. When I hear people talk about Washington, there's a lot of things people don't like about Washington, but the first thing I hear almost always is those people are so busy fighting with each other that they don't have time to work on the things that I care about.
Should there be more Republicans running? The Democrats have 20 people. Do you think the Republicans need more to run against President Trump?
Well, I'm a big believer that public debate is a good thing. Whether or not, but people's decisions about whether or not to get into races are personal, and I would never presuppose to put my views on that.
Well, to that point, didn't 20 Republicans run the last time?
16.
So, yeah, whatever the number was.
Yeah.
So
it's a crowd. I mean, when you create that kind of crowd, it gets complicated for people just to figure out what's going on.
So did you know this? Fortune magazine named you as one of the world's, I'm not talking America, North America, United States, one of the world's greatest leaders. You came in number 20.
This is the entire world. We're not
the
talking
entire world.
Massachusetts. I mean, even the U.S.
So if you were flabbergasted by that, I was.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying you're behind Bill and Melinda Gates, who are number 1. Again, this is leaders we're talking about, not
you're
just,
number 20.
And you're number 20, but you're way ahead of the British royals, Harry and Meghan. They were 42. So where does this position on your job resume? You know, the 20th most important.
I have a feeling that would be a laugh line on my job resume.
Did you know
I'll tell you who doesn't buy that is my bride. Find somebody who.
I'll give you a copy. You can bring it home to Lauren tonight to prove to her. Had you not heard this?
No, this just showed up one day in the mail, in the news.
Yeah,
we did not know about it,
right.
And it was literally, most people were people who know me, people who work in our administration, legislators, most people were just aghast. So was I.
Especially your children, I bet.
Especially my children.
Governor, it's always great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on The Record. Governor Baker joining us on The Record this morning. Our Sunday Political Roundtable is next. Bernie Sanders asked a tough question at a town hall about prisoner voting rights. How his answer will play in the race for president as we continue.